Hello, all you beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of Actor to Actor, Coast to Coast. I am Brian Sponis, and with me is my main man,
Stanton Rutledge. I'm on the West Coast in LA, and Brian's in Pittsburgh. That's why I call it Coast to Coast, because I'm on the West, he's on the East. And
Crazy.
we're just here to have fun, to get together with different actors, actresses, and chew the fat, BS about the business, about life, and just have fun. And that's what the show's all about. And today, Brian, I am so excited about today. This is like the son I never had. Wish I would, but I didn't. But
man, you approached me with this idea and bringing this gentleman on, and I was like, you know what? I can't wait to talk to him because this is gonna be fun. But before we get to him, you had a pretty cool audition this morning, didn't you?
I had a great audition this morning.
Great audition.
This is for a SAG series pilot, and I play the dad of the lead character, and it's powerful, silent but powerful character, and passionate, and it was all about the voice too, So I brought the gravitas.
You brought the gravity. You brought the gravelly voice,
But anyway, it was an audition that was like a 6-pager or 5-page. Yeah, it was
pages, dude.
Yeah, and it was just, I like and I'll talk about this more when JD's on, but I like auditions where it's not, I have a line on page 1 and line on page 2. It was back and forth for 5 pages. That's easier to memorize.
Or you get the audition with one line and it's like 2 words. You're like,
yeah. So, and the scene takes place in a patio of the dad's house at the outside. So I told my manager, I said, I want to do this audition like you're in the scene. So I did it in the patio. There's some ambiance noise in the background, but anyway, I thought it was one of the best auditions I've done, and I've been in this business a long time. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that happens, because it'd be a streaming series, But we'll see.
All your auditions are the best auditions. That's what
today is not about this great audition I did. This is about J.J. Michaels, man.
The audience, our people want to hear about us too, because we also are actors. We're gonna have plenty of time for JJ. Don't get me started. We're gonna have plenty of time for JJ. They want to get a little bit about who we are too, man. So
that's right.
So because you got that, and you got your mom boss thing. You're doing verticals left and right too. So
I'm starting another vertical next week. I want to work with JJ again, man. He's such a great actor to work with. I'll talk about that more.
So you mean like we're going to be talking to this gentleman right here?
Yeah, this guy,
look
man.
That picture.
Look at that.
I think the word is smolder or something like this.
Handsome, man.
That is a great. I can never take a shot like that. I take a shot like that. It's like, what are you doing, dude? Like, come on. No, that's
Brian, and my daughter Angel, because you coach her in volleyball, and she's 32. And when I was filming a show with JJ, I was saying, man, I wish my daughter was single, man. She would just because he's tall, she's tall, she's blonde, she was a model, he was a model, and it was just So anyway, let's get the introductions going.
Okay. So what has he done? Wait, hold on.
What? There we go.
Look what just appeared.
Brian, here's cheers to another show. Actors to Actors.
Episode of Actor to Actor. And this is going to be a good one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a good Cabernet. What do you got there?
I got I got a Bordeaux.
Okay. Well, anyway.
How you doing? So anyway, all right, enough of this. So anyway, this gentleman has worked on look at this. Mafia's Captive Bride.
Look at that. Look. Yeah, jeez, man.
He's worked on Mafia's Captive Bride. He's worked on Her Secret History.
Yep.
Yeah. And then this one.
Oh, man. It's getting hot in here.
Dude, that looks like something out of a novel cover, man. That's fantastic.
It's inspired by a book talk sensation.
That's awesome. So anyway, enough of this chat. You know what we need to do? We need to bring this gentleman on. Let's get JJ. Come on in, JJ. Come on. Let's hear it, JJ. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
JJ is in the house. Yeah. There he is. The audience is going crazy. Just
come on.
Come on, man. Look at this guy. Look at.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't stop them. I can't stop. They're
Come on,
just okay,
he's
guys.
not that good looking.
Ladies and gentlemen, calm down,
Hey,
calm down.
lady, hey, the girl in the back row, put that shirt back on. Come on.
Oh man,
Yeah, jeez.
JJ,
JJ,
the
welcome to the
audience,
show.
man, welcome. Do you hear that
That
audience?
that is an amazing introduction. I love the energy already, gentlemen. Thank you so
Oh,
much for having me.
Yeah, this is
yeah,
JJ
man.
Michaels, Brian, man. I tell
JJ
you.
Michaels, thank you for being on Actor to Actor Coast to Coast. We're really thrilled to have you here with us today. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Of
so
course, man.
we're gonna get
Glad to
into
be
this. I have so you started as a model basically, what, down in Miami or something like that, and then you moved out to Los Angeles, and next thing you know, you are the vertical king, from what I understand.
over.
So you got to fill us in, fill the world in on how you started. How
How'd
did
you get
this whole
how'd you
thing
get to
get rolling?
from Georgia to LA?
Georgia to Miami. I mean, come on, man, that's awesome story. We got to hear about this.
Yeah, man. So in 2014, I was pretty unhappy. I was in college. I was 4 years in, and I was a part of the fraternity Sigma Chi.
What
And
college did you go to, by the way?
so it's called Valdosta State University. It's like a mid-sized D2 school. Like we had a
Okay,
D2 football team that would win the national championship year after year.
nice.
And but it's D2, so it's like who knows?
Hey, you're still winning, man. Who
It
cares?
wasn't B3.
That's right, better than D3. So yeah, man, I was doing my thing. Like I had like been holding all these different positions within my fraternity, and I don't know, man. It just felt like something was missing. The college track wasn't working for me. The whole corporate America idea just wasn't working for me. And I remember finding out about what we in our fraternity called significant SIGs. And these are guys who like went out from the fraternity and did things in the world. And among that list was like Tom Selleck and Brad Pitt. And I was like, okay. And so I started reading Brad Pitt's story, and I found out that he dropped out of college like 3 months before graduating. I was like, I can do that. And I was so I Googled how to get into modeling. I knew that I'd always wanted to get into modeling, but I knew acting was the end game. And I moved to Miami. I got into modeling. I was doing like ITT Tech commercials and like background work in Georgia. Like I was a background on the movie The Nice Guys with who was it, Russell Crowe and Ryan
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gosling.
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I did that in Atlanta. That was actually my like intro to entertainment job before I
Nice.
ever modeled, before I ever did anything. And then I did like Magic Mike 2. I was an extra on that as well in Savannah, Georgia. And so yeah, I moved to Miami shortly after, stayed in the Miami area for like 7 months, the heart of Miami for 3. And then I just realized after all the research I was doing and the questions that I was asking that LA was the way to go. So
Yeah.
I moved out to LA June of 2015, and here we are 11 years later.
It's,
Wow.
you want to be at the ball, you want to play the ball game, you got to be at the ball field, right? And the ball field is LA for that kind of stuff. So
Did you have an agent in Miami that told you to move to LA, or you just figured that out on your own, and then you got an agent out here, or how did that happen?
I kind of just figured it out. Like I had these guys that were kind of signed up to be my management team. I'd never signed any like official documents with them, but they were getting me meetings with like Ford and Next and all these big agents in Miami. And so yeah, I ended up getting a smaller agency. The bigger ones wouldn't take me in the beginning. And then when I went out to or went back out, or when I went to LA for the first time, I realized, oh, like, I don't know if these guys are going to be the best thing for me. And at that point, I kind of started navigating the industry on my own before eventually finding a good manager who really gave me a good sense of direction. But that took years and years later.
yeah, takes time to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it
So,
does, man. And it's not like the corporate path. It's not like a specialized path. You don't even, being a heart surgeon, you don't have a curriculum or a guidebook or a rule book. It's very unique and weird in
It
that
it
way.
is. It's funny that you say that because I kind of had something similar where I was in the corporate world before I started my acting thing, and I was also playing volleyball in Europe professionally for a long time, but the funny thing
Wow.
was, like you'd said, was that for volleyball or something, like, if you do this and you do these steps, you'll get this. Acting, you can do this, 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 and get nothing. There's no path, there's no, manual that says, "Okay, these are the steps you gotta do." You could be the best actor in the world and never get noticed.
There's a lot of luck involved in this business, guys, and you know that. You can prepare and be as good or better than anyone out there, but it's that luck, that little aspect ratio of luck, you know.
Gotta take
Mhm.
Go
advantage of it though with that luck, so
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
that's a point. And then so 2016, and then this was pre-COVID. So, um, what were your early projects that you got into acting when you got to LA, JJ?
Yeah, so at first everything was I'm a very one track mind kind of guy. So in the beginning I was very one track modeling. But the acting type jobs that would present themselves would be music videos and commercials. Like I did a big Lancome commercial that was like the first time getting SAG residuals, and that was really cool. That was in like 2019. And then in 2021, I did a really big music video that I just booked through a self submission, and it was for this girl named Madison Beer. And I had no idea who she was, but she looks like a miniature Megan Fox, and she's like Gen Z. And apparently, she got her start when Justin Bieber gave her a shout out on like YouTube or something.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was ended up being a big job that's gotten like 20 million views since. And, you just never know, man.
you don't.
It's so random and so weird. And then the acting, the proper acting, like, with dialogue for me, my introduction was the verticals. That really came around in 2024. I had a roommate who was a fashion photographer back in, like, 20 when I first got LA in 2015. And he was shooting all these like early influencers like Jake Paul and his brother and during that whole like Vine and YouTube social media era. And the fashion photographer's name was Toby. And so like we kind of stayed in touch on and off throughout the years as we moved our separate ways and did our own life in LA. And then one day he saw me posting my acting tapes. I was just posting like videos from class and like self submissions that I was doing and tapes and whatnot. And he was like, "Hey man, I know these people. They're doing like the next big thing. It's called Real Shorts." And he's like, "I'll tell you about it. Let's go on a hike." So we went on this hike and he was telling me about Real Short. And I didn't understand this concept of a vertical. I still didn't really get it, but I was like, okay, it's like a soap opera and these guys are doing it and they're making money. Cool, whatever. And then I ended up doing 3 Real Short back to back to back Real Short projects. And that was my start. And so I got into acting class December of 2023. And then about 8 months later, in August of 2024, I had booked my first vertical.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then it just like, man, it just domino effect with this young man, I tell you. And and there's some actors on verticals that it's hard to to really bring out your best stuff because they're just not delivering. But he was a good actor to work with, and I knew that the first day um, I was on the set.
So I got this little montage. So these are a
Uh,
bunch of
Where's
see?
where's the Christmas gigolo on this?
Yeah. So, you hit you hit the ground running kinda, so to speak, with these verticals, and then bam, all of a sudden it's like bam, 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 you got, a whole bunch of these verticals. Which one of these is so we're looking at this kinda collage here. Which one of these is your, like, favorite or which one you had the most fun with?
the one top right, Hello, Let's Get Married was special because that was the first one. That was very unique. I didn't really like going into that. I didn't know what to expect. So that one definitely had a special energy about it. The top left one has done the best holistically out of
Interesting.
out of all of them. And then that very one in the middle one, that one was a very special project too. I feel like that was, I don't know, that was where I got to like really, I guess test bigger energy on an acting set. And yeah, each one comes with their own challenge and their own, um, it's very interesting to look back at the covers and to think, oh, like, yeah, that lesson presented itself in that particular project, or I was working on like fluidity in my movement on that particular project. Because each project, I really like kind of take a lesson or a theme that I really want to cultivate and sharpen.
Interesting.
And
That's a good idea. That's good. I like that. Yeah.
yeah, that's been helpful, man. It really has, and I feel like I just finished my 16th one, and my acting teacher, she always talked about these moments called like earned moments on an acting set. And earned moments are when it's just they're those moments where everybody on the set can feel like, oh, something special is happening here. And you may not exactly be able to identify what is it. Is it a level of presence? Is it uh, was it just a vibe that everyone in the room caught? I don't know, but what's cool is I'm starting to see more of those, especially on these last like 2 projects, and, I'm really enjoying the process, man. Acting is a very
It's a
unique.
process. It's a process is a good way to bear it. There's always earned moments with Stan. Anytime I get to act with Stan, it's an earned moment because
Yeah, I
it's
bring the
from my perspective, I've earned the opportunity to work with this guy. I mean, look at this guy.
I bring the beast out in you, don't I? Well,
Oh,
yeah, it's like, and the verticals are different from my studio time, my feature film time on the sets, and or
Yeah, let's talk about that. How are verticals different than a standard regular film? Because I personally have not done a vertical yet, so I'm kind of curious in terms of like cinematography, filming it, all that fun
well,
stuff.
from an actor standpoint, I had to learn pretty fast. I get to the set, I thought it was another independent production. I had just come off of, I think it was Not Done Waiting, but I got back from doing the Civil War movie with you, I think,
Oh,
Brian.
War Between. You mean this Civil
War
War
Between
movie?
the States. Yes, that one.
You mean that one
Yeah, the
right
Civil
there?
War one.
Is that the
That's
one I'm
right.
talking about? Yeah,
So
there
I
you go.
thought, and I got cast, and I submitted myself in that Actors Access for this. I thought it was an independent film. I went to meet the director, and I see all the monitors like this. They're just all like this. And I was just, what the heck? What's going on here? I realized as an actor, you there are certain movements that you can't do theatrically. You can't move as much, and I had to just stay in a certain position and be framed with the actress or actor in a certain position where it looks good on the monitor, but it really doesn't feel realistic in real
natural.
life,
Yeah.
natural. So it took me a couple verticals to really learn the vertical space. And JJ, I don't know if you had that issue.
Well, it would seem like
But
that maybe JJ is probably a little more on the opposite, since saying you're coming more from a standard cinematic perspective. JJ, you kind of, I guess it seems like you started more right into verticals. So, I mean, was that any different for you or?
Yeah, I think my perspective's different in that I didn't have as much to compare it to, so I probably just kind of molded right into it a little more easily, and when they said, "Hey, don't, like, move," it was just like, "Okay, I won't move." You know?
Second half.
But, I mean, even now, like, on this last vertical, I just played, like, a soccer superstar, and, it was a more physical role than I've ever played, and to, like, have to sit still, I got, like, in trouble for moving around too much on this one.
I was gonna say, so you're doing a soccer guy. So how does that work when you have like this much space to work with?
Dude, it's difficult. You just gotta stay in your frame and, I mean, wide shots are really wide.
I was gonna
yeah,
say, yeah, they probably
Yeah.
really want.
Wide shots are really wide. We were using a whole, like, camera dolly, and I think that one's gonna be cool, man.
Yeah,
I just hope they made me look good. I'm not the best soccer player, but it was great. It was a physical challenge. It really, like, it tested my limits. I woke up sore. Like, I woke up so sore Like my ass cheeks were so sore, just my glutes, bro. Like putting on my pants in the morning hurt. Like
I
I was
can't
I
do
was
this.
running miles and miles every day. It was
Really?
crazy. Yeah, I was surprised at how physical I was for that soccer.
Do
Wow.
they shoot? Do they shoot like the whole? So do they shoot the whole film and then break it up in like 2 minutes or so? How does that work? You know, for people, I guess, for people that aren't really familiar with verticals, because I mean, there's still a lot of people out there that aren't really familiar with verticals. How does that work in terms of like how you shoot it, how it's presented?
Yeah, so you still shoot a full on 75 to 100-page script. Some are even like 110 pages, and
in 12 or 10 days.
yeah, usually, and now they're cutting them even shorter. Like the last two I just did were 7,
Wow.
7 to 10,
What?
and I mean it's brutal though because like, dude, if it weren't for the director Daniel on this last one, we got to the end of the day, we had a 4-page scene left, and we had 45 minutes to get off that
Are you
field. Like,
serious?
dude, we did it. We fucking did it. Like it was
Wow.
crazy. Like
Wow.
like that is insane. And then meanwhile, the DP Eugene on the set, he's like, yeah, the most pages I ever shot in a day prior to Verticals was 7.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You just shot 4 pages in 45 minutes. That's insane.
It's crazy.
That's
So to, going back to your question that kind of got us on this tangent, it's speed. Speed is one of the absolute biggest differences that you will see in the vertical space that you will not see really in any other aspect of the film work.
Yeah, you don't have luxury of a lot of takes, and with feature films, they do 1 page a day if they're lucky.
right.
And
Right.
actors have a lot of time to get it right. In verticals, you don't have that luxury. You better come to set prepared with your lines ready to go. There's always at each episode when you're filming it too, they tell you, okay, this is going to go in the next episode. We're going to have you do it again, but do it this dramatically. Or
Yeah.
so there's always a line that leads you into the next episode. And so when the viewer sees it on their app, they get to the 7th episode, and man, this is a great show. Then it hits what they call a paywall, and they have to start paying for the rest of the show.
Okay.
That's where the money's made on the platforms.
I'm curious, JJ, on that. When you the 4 pages in 45 minutes, I'm just thinking from. I mean, how many like setups? Like, did they do revert? Like, they turn around shot? I mean, you can't. How many setups can you do in 45 minutes for 4 pages? I mean,
It was insane.
Was it
bro.
3 camera? 3 camera
are they
shoot?
using 3 cameras or something?
They do.
Sometimes they do. It was actually A cam and B cam that day. We didn't
Okay,
have
so you had 2 cameras.
So, he would just pick off. They would just pick off a lot of different shots. They'd go
Yeah.
handheld if they really needed to. It was crazy. Yeah, I've never seen that done. Like 4 pages in 45 minutes.
A lot of dialogue or a lot of action, just soccer action or dialogue?
A ton of
Dialogue. Okay, so
in 45 minutes?
And action. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I've never seen that done. That was a testament to that director, Daniel. Like,
totally. I'm just sitting here like dumbfounded because I'm sitting here thinking like just from a technical perspective, you blow a line or 2 or whatever, and how many takes you're getting 1 take maybe of everything.
Yeah.
Or they just keep rolling 2 cameras, and one camera's on 3 people, actors, the other camera's on another 2 or their leads, and they just go through the 4 pages of dialogues,
man, that's
and they keep the cameras rolling.
Yeah,
just keep the cameras rolling. Oh, can I repeat that line? Okay, they repeat the line.
No,
and then,
moving on. No, you're done. I will drink to that, JJ. That's a hell of a 4 pages in 45 minutes. I will.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, here's to who was the director on that one?
Daniel. I'll have to get his last name, but Daniel.
Daniel, here's to you, my man. 4 pages in 45 minutes. That's insane.
Have you worked with the same director a couple times, or is it always a different director?
It tends to always be a different director. I've read with the same director, but I haven't. Yeah, I don't think I've worked with the same director once or more than once. Not yet.
Yeah, I've worked with a couple directors a few times because they've asked for me. So, which makes it fun to go onto the set. You look at the call sheet and you see not only the director you worked with, but the DP. They kind of work as teams, and then actors, actresses on the call sheet. Oh, I've worked with him or her before. That's fun when you see the call sheet for the first day. You go in and it's just a party time. It's just like going back to school, you know, after the
Yeah.
summer vacation. Oh, I get to work with JJ again. And that's what I want. I want to see a call sheet where I'm JJ's dad.
Let's see a call sheet where I'm on with you two on some vertical.
That would be awesome.
I mean, come on now. That'd be fun. So all right. So Stan, you talked about the first time you went on and a bunch of Chinese people. Didn't you have some experience, JJ? With what's going on with the China? You had some kind of thing going on over in China?
Well, that's JJ. The
Dude.
project. Yeah.
I got to hear about it.
Yeah. This is crazy. So in March, I had booked a vertical, and these Chinese casting directors had been in contact with me for months and months. They knew I was very specific about the project I would take, the script I would take. And so, they just kept going and trying to find the right script for me. And finally they brought me the script, prior to March, like, February or whatever. And it was great. It was a green flag script. Like, there wasn't any intimacy in it, not even a kiss. It was just a love story. It was going to be like one of the most wholesome verticals I've ever read. And so I booked it. They were going to pay me my fee. They were going to cover my travel days. And so I was like, okay, this is cool. And I had heard, some good and some bad about going and working in China, but I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. Anyway, so I get there, fly, what is it, like 16 hours there. And yeah. And then I get into my hotel room. I'm in there for an hour. I go straight to the table read after. And we're like a few pages in, and I'm like, this script doesn't seem familiar at all.
No.
And then a little more time goes by, and I'm like, all right, I've got to say something. And then, like, we get 20 pages into the script, and it's got like masturbation scenes in it. It's got like just shit that's like on my hard no list. And so I'm like, excuse me, I just got to ask, like, when did y'all get this version of the script? And all the actors are like, oh, they gave this to us yesterday. And I was like, oh, while I was on the plane. Okay. And I was like, listen, like, I don't want to make a fuss. This is not the script that I signed up for. It's in my contract that any script changes within like after after it says it's finalized, it's locked. Any changes after that have to be approved by the actor. It's in my contract. And then we got up and we had this like 2-hour back and forth. They got my agent on the phone and this and that. Long story short, after hours of going back and forth and me going back to my hotel room and then coming back and this and that, they finally were like, okay, you can either buy your flight back home, because they didn't get me a return flight. They just got me the flight there. And they were like, you can either buy your own flight back home and send yourself back, or you can stay and do the project. And I was like, all right, well, I'm not doing this project. So I went back. I flew myself home for $1,000. And then I was so pissed. I was just thinking, like, this is crazy. I'm not even protected. I talked to my entertainment lawyer. There's nothing we can do because it's not on U.S. soil. And I'm just thinking about how many actors they're just fucking, if they want to. So there's that. But then, I get back. I end up getting back by Sunday at 5:30 p.m. I'm in my car. The next Monday, I like went to my personal trainer in Santa Monica, and then I went and like sat on the beach, and I was just kind of decompressing and letting it all come out of me. I was like so pissed off. It's like, what a waste of 4 days of my life. And then they owed me money just for the travel days, but they of course didn't pay it, weren't going to pay it. And then I'm sitting on the beach, and around 2 p.m. I get this call asking if I want to go do a ReelShort project. And it was one of the ones that you just showed, the My Dark Romeo, with like the side profile. And what happened is the lead male in that one, the lead male in that one dropped out last minute because he had a cold sore. And so I ended up getting it, and that role yeah, it did well. It got like 30 million views right after its release, and so it was a good like testament to, as an actor, and for any actors watching out there, like don't bend the knee for the industry or for some assholes, and you'll be taken care of.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That
will drink to that one.
well,
Absolutely.
that
Here,
was
here.
that was ballsy on
Mm.
the folks in China to do that. But it was also ballsy of JJ to stand up for himself. I'm proud of you,
Yes.
because it's I have a belief. I'm a man of faith. I say if you stand up for what is right, God's
Yes.
going to bless you with something down the road. You don't take
Amen.
that path of bad stuff just because, oh well, I need the money or this, But and number one, you wouldn't have ever gone if you had read that script beforehand. You would never have gone or agreed to that. So
Oh,
put your hand down.
you. No, I don't say. I wonder how much that happens. They do the old bait and switch,
All the time,
and
I'm sure.
and how many actors would just be like, okay, well, I'm here, I might as well just do it, kind of thing, and not stand up for themselves and say, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, I was pissed.
Well, I
Yeah,
bet
I
you
can only
were.
imagine.
Jeez.
I did not like.
That's insane. When'd you get the script? Yesterday. Oh, when I was on the plane. That's that's great.
But I'm sure the platform wasn't real short on that project either. It's probably
It wasn't. It was mini short, mini short.
I mean,
I've heard of that, but I haven't worked on any mini shorts. But
speaking
yeah,
of, so these platforms, like, so I have this
Oh yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. So
good short. Yeah, that's a good one. Dream short.
does it, what is this listing out, like showing basically amount of views that this is getting on
Yeah,
this?
yeah, exactly. Those are views, some rankings, platform, film title.
I thought our Christmas Gigolo did over 35 though.
It did. This isn't an older. This isn't
This is an older
updated
one.
for sure.
Yeah, yeah. The Christmas Gigolo, that was a fun show. They did it. We filmed it in November, and that thing was done in 2 weeks. They got that out for Christmas. It was crazy.
So what are you? You got verticals going on. I mean, do you have any prospects doing like regular feature film type things other than verticals? I mean, how does that look for you?
I've read for a couple. I haven't. My agency definitely is more vertical specialized. She's got some good contacts, but she's definitely more of like a vertical agent. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll run into the right manager. Yeah, I don't know.
Or a certain project may call you up.
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah, there's always projects going on somewhere.
I mean, the cool thing is, with these verticals, because they are new and because it is very niche, like we are able to build a solid fan base. Like I actually didn't realize how solid my fan base was until I had lunch with an actor, came in Cardiff. He's like one of the biggest vertical guys. He's done like 30 leads or so. And, he told me that he had been posting just his vertical clips on Facebook, like on his Facebook page. And he was at like 400,000 followers. And so I did this in March when I was filming My Dark Romeo. And I started getting, like, my videos started going viral, like the clips. I couldn't believe it. I had one get 29 million views.
What?
Yeah, dude, crazy. And it got me over 70,000 followers. So in 2-3 months of posting on Facebook, I had 11,000 Facebook page followers. Now that's at 360,000, and that's just a few months. And so the point in me saying this is I didn't realize like how much of a fan base I had.
Yeah,
That's all organic, and
that's insane. I mean, that is awesome. First of all.
And you think about it, those are asses in seats. Those are
Exactly.
all tickets to to a brand or a franchise. And
those are asses that will follow you whatever project you're doing. They'll follow you and they'll listen to you when you do a show called Actor to Actor, Coast to Coast. those asses in those seats, those 7 million, they're going to be listeners and viewers and fans of Actor to Actor because of JJ.
What is this actor to act you speak of? What is this actor to act you speak of, Stan? Do I know this?
Oh man, JJ, that's exciting, man. That is just
awesome.
really exciting.
29. Oh my God.
And he's been really a working actor. I mean, working actor for 3 years or 2 years.
Yeah, about 2.
2 years.
Yeah, about 2.
So
it's fantastic.
It's
man.
crazy. And so all that BS from other, actors, other people saying, vertical is, is silly or stupid.
There's obviously a market for it.
It's legit. There's viewers, and and I love doing those shows, and it's just great. It's just great.
Guess I have to move back up to LA.
I mean, the thing is, you're better off doing a vertical than you are doing a Hallmark or a Lifetime movie based on views and based on pay.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. My goodness. Well, yeah. No,
verticals pay more than independent films too. So at some point you'll find yourself with a great script for a feature film that's a low budget independent, and you're just going to have to modify your daily rate, son.
Yeah.
But cross that bridge when you get to it.
Exactly. So what do your fans got to look forward to? I mean, you got this huge following. Where are they gonna, you get your verticals and stuff. And
well, they've got our 3 men sitting around a drink session.
I think
for damn sure.
They're gonna be like, what? Who are these two jamokes with JJ? My goodness, how did he get on this show?
when the JJ show airs,
yeah,
it's going to be our biggest viewership.
He stooped down to get on the show with these two guys. I'm going to
pin JJ down to the ground and say, okay, I want you to post this to all your followers. Say they better watch this, or you're canceling.
You have to watch this show and put it out there.
So yeah, I have 1 in the pipeline. I had two just released. And I'll say the next app to really look at is My Drama. Have you worked with them yet, Stephen?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what show it was, but yeah, I have.
My Drama is great because what they're doing different is they've got real, just like nice punched in shots. It really has that more like film feel and look. I feel like it illustrates more perfectly the image of where verticals are headed.
They filmed it horizontally though.
Really?
Yeah, and they had the vertical lines on the screen. The SAG verticals I've done, or I've only done 2, but they shoot horizontal
and vertical.
And you have the whole movement, but they have the lines, and then they kind of move the camera with the actors. It's and they shoot the SAG one I did. They shot in 7 days. That was bang, 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 man. That was, but. They had actors that have been in business for a long time. A lot of some really good SAG actors had their own TV shows and stuff, and now they're doing verticals.
Wow, it's wild.
One thing about the SAG verticals, though, they don't pay like the non-union verticals.
Really? What's the deal? Why did they even go SAG?
I don't know. It's more SAG actors want to be involved now, and they don't know, because I've been SAG for years, and but to me, I just want to work. If it's non-union, if it's union, I pay my dues, I pay my fees on everything I do, and I'm not worried. Yeah, I just but it was interesting because I guess they have more expenses or more fees they take out of actors' checks. But it's just not. Oh,
is it?
There's some Trumpsters going down the street here.
I thought you
4th of July flags and
more sirens coming.
No,
every time we get on
Santa
show,
Santa Clarita gets very big on 4th of July, and it's only the 3rd of July. What are you doing on the 4th of July, JJ? What are you doing tomorrow?
I'll be down in Newport.
Ah,
yeah, nice.
Some fireworks down there, buddy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
What neck of the woods in LA where do you live?
I'm in West Hollywood. I'm close to the Grove. I'm
gotcha.
Nice,
very simple.
Okay, yeah, that's a good spot.
Yeah. And then you're in Pittsburgh, Philly?
Yeah, no, I'm in Pittsburgh. I was out in LA for 11 years, and then that's where I met this young man with me.
You miss it at all?
Journey. I do at times. We moved back in 20. It's funny because we moved back in 2015, pretty much when you moved to LA. We left LA.
Wow.
And yeah, I don't know. When I go back now, it's so different than when I was there. It things are a lot different. They've changed a lot. So I miss what I when I was there. I miss that LA.
Yeah.
The LA now, yeah, I don't miss too much.
Yeah. So
Fair enough.
when Brian was in LA, we didn't do any acting or anything together. He coached my daughter's volleyball team, but I knew of him as an actor, and I was an actor, but we never really did anything together. And then once he went to Pittsburgh, and he started a production company with a couple other guys out there called Red Slate, and then they just started producing their own stuff. And you know, Brian, just a note for Red Slate, JJ in a Red Slate feature film. Just
Stan,
put that down.
I have my short list right here. He's already
Okay.
on my short list. So JJ, you are on my actors to watch
Red
list.
Slate.
Yeah.
Red
Red
Slate
Slate
Films.
production,
Yeah.
Red Slate Films. So anyway, and then so Brian and I, we've done more together with him being in Pittsburgh. I get out to Pittsburgh 2 or 3 times a year, either to film a project or this September going out for a premiere of a film we did last September.
Plus
Cool.
also filming another film.
Wow.
And we start filming another film. Yeah, that's right. So and it's fun to do those lower budget independent films are so much fun. 18 days on a location with a small crew. You become family. You just there's nothing like it really. It's fun. I can't wait to get started on the next one. But so don't want to get into any personal life, JJ. But do you have a significant other, or you?
Yeah, man. What's going on with you? What's up?
You don't have to bring anything up. You don't have to talk about it. But you
We
seem
want
to
to hear
be.
about you, man.
I would think if I was a young lady out and watching these verticals, you'd be having some stalkers maybe or some messages
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, this is my number, JJ."
I mean, especially you put a picture out like this. Like, how do you not have your phone just like ringing off the hook, or people like just stop, like waiting out at your door? Like, hey, man, come on.
I think what I will say about personal life is I think I've realized that dating within the industry is not for me.
I learned that lesson
Yeah.
35 years, 40 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I learned that lesson. I feel like you know, opposites attract. Like it's nice to have someone when you're in a very airy, up in the air industry, it's nice to have someone who's like a little more grounded and
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. That
Very,
helps.
that's
you
a
know.
wise man right there for his
That is a
age,
wise
Brian.
man. So being the actor out in LA, like what do you do? I mean, you take classes and stuff. You have acting coaches. You have you go to the gym. It sounds like a lot and stuff like that.
Yeah, man, I would say, as crazy as set is and as complex as set can be, I like to keep my life outside of acting and offset just simple. Big on sunshine, big on cooking meals, big on just like hanging out with my puppy. Last night I just got off set Monday for that My Drama, that soccer vertical. All the FIFA World Cup stuff's going on, so of course they wanted
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
capitalize on the trend,
Yep.
exactly. And so I just got done with that, and prior to that, I was in New Orleans for 6 days on a commercial and campaign for Caesar's Palace out there.
Nice.
Then prior to that, I was in Mexico City for a modeling campaign. So I've been so inundated with work, which I'm grateful for, right? But dude, it can create like a lot of stress in the body. You can feel yourself getting like frustrated, especially after days of not sleeping much and then memorizing all these words that aren't really your words,
Yeah.
all these lines. So what I did last night, for example, is I went and rented a cabin out in Topanga, just like completely unplugged. My cell phone didn't even work out there, and it was so nice. I passed out early. I woke up with the sun, and then I took a nap again after I rose. So it's just, doing the complete opposite. The pendulum swings. It's good to completely decompress and de-stress after a long stint of work.
Yeah, you need that break, and no matter how old you are, you work as much as you work, JJ. You need that time just to get that body and the mental and the physical, you know, back into fighting shape
Yeah.
because this business can take a toll on you, especially if you're working project back to back to back, and if you're not on set, you're at home trying to get lines ready for the next day. Man. Now you cook too. You said something about cooking. I think I remember you and Cindy were telling me about you cooking some special meals for her.
Yeah, yeah, I've been helping Cindy with her health. Yeah, my dad's kind of a grill master. He's really good with like steak and lamb and honestly fish, like whatever. So I definitely I feel like I'm big on meat. Like I love to do like a good steak or some lamb.
Yes. We're having steak tonight.
Yeah. See?
Yes. Oh
You get
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I was telling Brian about our friend Cindy. She's a closer friend of yours, but she's become a friend of mine, and she's in Utah right now, or going back and forth. But she's a big vertical network person, and she's so nice. And she comes to sets and visits with actors. Yeah, this
Ah,
is Cindy and JJ and this old guy at Vertical. It was Vertical Expo
yeah.
back in June.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah,
Well, tell
and
me about that vertical expo, man. Talk about that.
It was cool. It was the first one that they did. So
Who
it was
hosted that? Who did that?
a, a group of Vertical fans. These ladies, middle-aged ladies that were big fans of Verticals, and they started this expo. This was the first one, like JJ was saying. It was down at Beverly Hills Hilton, and it was a expo to bring the Vertical actors to meet or Vertical fans to meet their favorite actors, and there were panels
Okay.
and meet and greets and autograph signing and things like that. There's some fans there, and there's some good panels. JJ was on a couple.
Yeah.
I did a couple panels, and but that's what that was about.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's a cool space. It attracts really cool people.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
So
So
if someone were so these actors out there, they were since you're kind of recent getting into the vertical space as much as you have, I mean, what advice would you give to somebody who's like, "Hey, man, I want to do these verticals. How would they get into this?"
Yeah, definitely. I mean, sign up on Actors Access and look for a listing first and foremost. But I will say that it is drying up more and more. I think they're kind of the each company kind of has its own inner wheelhouse now, and they kind of know who they want to go
Yeah.
with, or at
Right.
least have an idea. That's the thing, a lot of people in the beginning were like, "Hey, don't do verticals, man. They're gonna make you look bad." Then those same people a year later were like, "Hey, how do I get to
yeah,
verticals?"
exactly.
And now, like, it's the gate is definitely more closed than it's ever been,
Interesting. Okay.
especially with all the AI stuff that's happening too. And that'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic that, have you had, an AI experience yet with, seeing your likeness on a show that you never were on set?
I've gotten pretty good with my contracts since the end of 2025, but I did have one that I did last July. It was on the list. It was The Alpha's Bride. And what they did for that one is they had me for a day and a half, and then they created a lot of AI footage. A lot of AI footage.
Oof.
So you gotta be careful, man. It is a weird
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
that we're in. Yeah.
Yeah, do not that you need a publicist because you got such a big fan base, but do you have a publicist that
You
gets you
know,
out
I
there to magazines and stuff like that?
I don't currently, but I know another vertical actor that does, and it's working really well for him. So that might be something worth
Yeah.
looking at.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Couldn't
take
hurt.
advantage. Verticals are not they're getting fewer and fewer, but there's still a lot of projects being filmed, and um, So new actors getting into this business should focus really on number one, actors access, but not just focus on verticals, but apply for student films, short films. If you're just starting out, work for, if it says no fee or it's $50 a day, if you're build a reel and, look at the whole spectrum of the acting business, features, TV, streaming, short films, documentary. Just get your foot in the door, because that door is not as wide open as it was 30 years ago when I started acting. So JJ, you start your next project in the next week, you said, or next 2 weeks.
No, I just finished one.
Is that the one in Canada? Was that the one in Canada that you did, or?
No, the one I did in Canada was that I finished that one a little like towards the
Wow,
end of
okay.
last year.
And then
Yeah,
the soccer one was in LA.
soccer was in LA, and then yeah, I traveled 2 weeks previous to that, but those weren't for verticals. But yeah, the next one we'll see. I know I'm in pretty good with my drama right now.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to continue doing their projects because honestly, they look the best as far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned right now as well.
So it's
And
almost like these like My Drama and these sites, they're like their own like mini studios. So kind of like once you're in the studio system, if you will.
Similar to that, Brian,
similar,
similar to
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
They
Interesting.
they get, an actress, uh, Savannah, who I've worked with a few times. She's played my daughter, and the last one, she says she's got an exclusive contract with ReelShort, so that's all she does.
Exclusive. Oh, there you go.
And so no auditioning,
Yeah.
they just get,
It's like
get
the
her
old
in
school
on.
studio system. They just bring the
Yeah,
actors on and
yeah,
Real
interesting.
Short is definitely the best for views.
yeah,
Um, Not necessarily filmed the best. Some of them are really great in terms of the film, but what Real Short is doing too is they acquire the IP for these books that are already successful, and then they'll like write they'll do the romance script, film it, and then they'll license it. So it's a good
yeah.
business.
Yeah, it is. They make 'em bank, because they don't pay the crew as well as the crew should get paid, and
They
the
don't.
actors, they don't get paid like they should get paid, especially the supporting and backgrounds, but, it's again, I love being busy. I love being on sets and, meeting new people and working with people, on over and over again. And I know JJ, we're going to work together again, not just on a vertical, but we're going to work together in a film.
That's right. I
Oh
look
yeah.
forward to that too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. Oh, that's been
but
great. This has been a great conversation, JJ. Thank you so much for
well, taking
your
time,
time
and
and insight on the world, the vertical world, because like I said, I haven't had the opportunity to do any, and I know there's a lot of people out there that are always kind of curious about this whole vertical thing. And it kind
yeah,
of seems so mysterious or different, so
Yeah, it's wild. Anybody who's part of the vertical world currently at this stage is already has a level of expertise by default.
yeah, right.
Pretty wild.
yeah.
Kind of in the game early type of thing, and
Hmm.
then that's great, man. That's great. Well, any final thoughts for us, JJ? I mean, we know what you
Man,
got going on. We know what you've done. I mean, we know, you're the big cook, and that's awesome, and doing all
Give these,
traveling
give
around the
these,
world.
give these two old men some words of wisdom,
Ah, yes,
son,
please.
son.
oh man, they say even the oldest block can learn from the youngest chip, and
Yeah.
vice.
Exactly, exactly.
Hell yeah.
Man, I think at this point in history, we've got enough experts, we've got enough people, talking heads that are full of knowledge. We've got enough people that can tell you how to become the best actor, how to do this or how to do that online, especially. I think what we really need is people to just come alive, man. I feel
Yeah.
like there's this weird thing going on in the world, and it's like I feel like the biggest attack right now is on like good vibes. So just live presently, understand that life is a gift, and yeah, don't take that for granted. Like love within that. Like be alive within that. It's okay to live and to fully live. And I think more of us need to hear that.
Bravo. That was excellently said. I mean, no
Well
matter
said.
what what you're doing, if you're an actor or you're in a different industry, i- if people would s- try just loving on each other and just being uh, nice, not just downgrading people. Or this country, has got, we're all in issues with, you know, political parties going at each other's I mean, if everyone would just sit back and just say, hey, just be a good person. And I like that, JJ. And that's what I saw in JJ Brian first time I met him. He has the heart of
Fantastic.
a genuine person that just you want to work with. You just want to be around him. Not just work with, just be around him.
Well, just in
So
this hour of talking, I can see that, JJ. I would love the opportunity to work with you at some point, and I'm sure we
Likewise.
will. So,
yeah.
yeah, looking
And
forward to it.
I'm gonna grab you for lunch down in West Hollywood. We don't need to just work together. We can just hang out together.
There you
That's
go.
right. Let's do it, man.
Awesome. Well, cool, man. JJ, you've been great. Thank you so much. This has been an awesome show. Looking forward to it. And yeah, man, good luck with all your future work and everything.
And
So,
all you JJ fans out there, make sure you keep watching Actor to Actor, because
yeah,
we're going to have a lot of great guests on here of different genres of film, television. Yeah, you're just a big part of this show, and
big part.
I think, Brian, we should just plan on bringing JJ back another time,
We can
talk about
absolutely
more of
do
his
that.
projects,
By
especially
that
when
point, we'll have to be talking to his publicist because he'll
I
be
know
so
we may
big.
not be able to get to him. He may
He may
not
not
return
be.
my
I'm just.
call.
We might have to plan months ahead because he's so busy. He'll be like, who knows where he's going to be. So I'm just saying that's a good thing, JJ, and I hope all that happens.
I appreciate you,
Oh,
gentlemen.
good.
All right.
JJ, we love you, man. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks,
Love you,
JJ.
brother. Y'all
Let's
have
hear
a
it for
beautiful
Take care.
JJ.